Okay, this is Elliot Wave Sage. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. And I'm going to start off this video with just kind of my thoughts on the market overall, and then I'll get into your questions as people join. So I'm starting a little early, but I think it's important. What I like to do is just show the bear case, and then even the bull case. And then everyone that watches this video can decide on their own what they want to do. I won't share anymore what I'm doing because I think people get so angry actually when I'm right and wrong, because when I'm right, they're like mad because I think there's people that want to see it not work out, and I get a lot of like nasty mail. And then even when I'm wrong, of course. So I think we'll just my opinions won't be shared anymore. You'll just get your if you have a specific question, I will answer the super chat. But outside of that, I'm not going to share where I think the market's going, other than give you both sides and you can decide. So the Dow Jones, guys, the bull case is this is a three-wave move, and we're in a fourth wave. So even if we're in a fourth wave, that means it's just fifth wave and then that's it, right? So we're only arguing about, is this a four or have we topped? So if it's a four, if we're still in four, and this is an expanded flat and an A, B, C, then all we need is one more high. So I think even the bull case, there's no argument that this will pop soon. The question is, will we go to a new high and reverse around 42,005 or not? So the bull case is still supported with the look in the Dow right now with just a three-wave move down. The bear case is pretty simple. It's just a 1-2-1-2 setup for the downside. However, the RSI pivot is, it looks like we're still beneath it. So the 1-2-1-2 setup is still valid, this count. And that would either be invalidated tomorrow or confirmed with a big decline. So we just don't know what will play out tomorrow. If we get more upside, then I think it's pretty likely you're going to get this fifth wave, but there is still a bearish case that we're still in this wave too, where it's an A, B, C, and we actually just come back right underneath the high, and then we drop hard. So again, there's still a couple bear cases in the Dow. The SPY, I showed this chart on my channel Twitter today. We have a five-wave move down. So anytime we have overlap in waves, like a 2 and a 4, the market loves to come back between the 2 and the 4. Could it be that easy? Could this have been the pattern all along? You know, what this implies, though, is an impulse with a significant decline coming. So actually, it's a very big bearish setup, but it's very painful on the bearish side here to let the C wave play out. The C wave has to come to maybe 555, 556. So perhaps even more upside tomorrow. I can't believe that. It could be possible. Now, this can also continue higher technically, all the way up, fill this gap. So it doesn't have to stop there. It's just usually I see it reverse there. It doesn't have to. This is clearly three waves. There is no 4 and 5 here. So the bear case shows that this is not an impulse, even though it's an impressive bounce. It's still just a bearish corrective sequence. There is no 4 wave yet. So the bulls really need a 4 and a 5. Okay, once you get this 4, once you get this pullback and another high with some bullish bearish divergence, then we should get another pullback, and then this could be a buyable entry for the long side for those who want to take it. And that would be a better setup, and then you can buy here to try to play all the way to 600 or 620 versus guessing here, because you are still guessing, because if this is the count, the market will introduce wave 3 probably with a major gap down and run on some massive news event. So again, that's a lot of risk, but the reward's been paying off. But it's not a good setup for a long to enter here. It's not. It's just kind of gambling, and it's been working out, and it works until it doesn't. Now, the bull case, of course, is it just keeps extending, and in fact, this is a wave 3 of another wave 5 that's developing off this low, in which again, we would say that this is a 4 wave, and then we're in wave 5 already, and it's a 1, 2, 3, and the 3 could just extend all the way up and melt up and get a 4 and a 5 here. So that's what the bulls really want to see, is that acceleration. But if you get that kind of acceleration, the divergences will be erased, and more than likely this won't even be a wave 5 anymore, and will turn into something much more bullish if we keep accelerating higher. However, the bear case shows the VIX has almost no more room to go lower. It's squeezed all its juice out. Typically, this type of surge, you want to get on the breakout to get the extension. Here, you've already used that energy to just get back not even to the all-time high. So what that implies is if you do believe it's wave 5 and you break out, you're going to need as much enthusiasm and bullish momentum as you got here to generate the extension and separation, even more so than what we've seen here, probably twice as much bullishness. And it's hard to believe the market can do that with the VIX so low as it is, because all the juice is essentially out of that orange. That's why I think this is kind of like the bulls did really, blow a bazooka, but I think they used up a lot of ammunition technically here to have to reproduce the same event on the breakout of a wave 3 out here will be a very, very difficult technical feat to pull, and almost seems improbable. So that's kind of the bear case in my logic. Now the part of the bull case is, look, you had a massive crash. We dropped to 60 VIX. We really accelerated down. There was no real relief rally. People were like scared finally on TV, and we were getting it, and yet the bears couldn't generate any kind of cascade selling. You had a 60 VIX, and that wasn't enough to generate any fall through selling. So essentially the market crashed, and the market was that resilient to V bottom. So if I was a bear, I would say, wow, I don't want to waste my firepower either, and maybe there's so many more bulls that need to be trapped. So why don't I just step away and let this melt up more, and I'll try again. I think in some ways it was, instead of testing a low like we saw Bitcoin do and broke it, like the market likes to go back and test a low, confirm it before it will push higher. This may have said, before I want to push this market higher, I want to test a crash scenario to see, will the market hold up? And it did. Okay, now let's deploy new capital, because how are we going to ever overcome a 60 VIX in like 24 hours? How are we ever going to generate that again? So I think that's the bull case, the bull setup there. So you'll have to decide what you want to do. You're also, for the bull case, you're back within the wedge. The back test failed. You did not get a rejection. Now you're back in the wedge. So it's a false breakdown of the wedge. That's bullish. It can go higher. The triple Qs, I give the kind of the same count here, and the rejection area would be right around 477. If it wants to push up, there's a gap there. Perhaps we fill that gap, and then we reject there in a 5-wave move for more downside. And again, the same applies to the upside here. Now the bears also have going for it is you have bullish divergence on this RSI here on a 4-hour time frame. So this is very significant. This usually does not mean a corrective move. So a lot of bulls that label this as a 4, I think could be in a mistake, because thinking it's 3 waves when clearly it looks like it's a 5-wave move with that bullish divergence, which supports this count beautifully. So I think that's a big risk if you're bullish on the NASDAQ. Now, you don't have that on the SPY. You have the divergence erased, so perhaps the SPY can make a new high, but the triple Qs have already peaked in the grand super cycle to never see these prices ever again in a long time. So that's the case on the triple Qs. And then the IWM actually today just hit the sell area for the first time in a nice 3-wave move. This could be a sign that we'll have an imminent reversal that could come. Of course, the bulls want to see a 1 2 1 2 1 2. So the bulls need another gap and run tomorrow to pretty much invalidate this type of setup. But if we get a big drop on the Russell tomorrow, then I think the bearish rejection of this sell area was intact, and this may have been a short opportunity in the IWM today for people that were brave enough to try to take it. Again, this looks like a crash correction, and way in straight down. If you're a bear, if you're a bull, you would label this as a 4 and say it's an ABC for one more high. But if we go one more high, we've reset the whole cycle. This is not 4. It's probably resetting the whole corrective move, which probably then pushes us up to the Tommy Lee targets much higher. So breaking this high would be very technically significant if you're a bull. So so it's a major technical damage can be done to the bear case by taking this high. So that's what I see. But I still see bearishness in this chart. But if you're a bull, you're hoping that this could push higher tomorrow and accelerate out. That's what you're hoping for. Okay. Let's jump around the market a little bit more. Hang Seng shows it needs more downside. That supports the bear case. If we have more downside that's needed, we're still in the correction. That actually means more likely the market could be under pressure. The Nikkei here could be in a 4 wave. This supports the bull case, but you only have 3 waves, not 5 here. So this is really not a good look, but I can force it to make me feel good. But again, we're only talking about a 5th wave. We're not talking about wave 2. This is just, so we're still, even if we come up, once we make the high, then even the bull case, whether it's invalid or valid, the 5 is in and then the top is in. So we're just, so whether it's just a little bit more, whether it's a 4 here or the 4 is already done and the 5 already peaked. So here's irrelevant. This could be an ABC and part of a beginning of a lead-in diagonal for the bear case, where this is an ABC and this is a 1 and 2, and then we drop hard and an impulse and a lead-in diagonal here. So the potential reversal area is clear right here around this area 39,149. This also supports yen weakness. The yen has to get weaker based on the breakout today, which could support more upside overall in the whole market as people go back into the carry trade foolishly, thinking that the ghost is clear when it's in fact a connector wave, and the yen is actually going to go stronger way more than it did earlier. Here's the yen. As you could see, we had a 3-wave move in W, a small connector, and now we're breaking out in Y. But when this is finished, which it should finish, we should have a massive meltdown here, in which is yen strength. If it's anything like we saw here, that would be a big market sell-off, potentially even crash. And if that happens now, but until then, we have potential yen weakness, which could push the market up higher and the stocks higher as people, again, foolishly pile back in the carry trade blindly and then only to get destroyed later. So this actually supports the bull case, not to get too bearish right now. Also, the VIX broke trend, which has more downside I'll show later, that could also support the bullish case in the short term, even though, the market is extended. Now, there is a chance we're still in this connector, so the market could pull back in a 4, and then you get this 5. That could support an impulse type market. We'll have to wait and see what happens. The yen is very important, it seems like, in the market right now to watch. Here, the 10-year rallied and just a counter trend wave 2. We're still looking for that to fail at some point and push lower. Here, this seems to have no correlation with the market right now, based on what I'm looking at. Now the VIX here broke down, obviously, as you can see here. This is not valid, but basically this was the trend line. Once we broke through that decisively, that was the warning sign to leave short positions, because this is a major uptrend that was violated on the correction. So now we're in this downtrend move. So now you have to just be patient and wait for a new cycle to emerge on the VIX to start a new uptrend. And so we don't have really good pivots to try to draw. I'll try, draw it from here. I mean, you have a trend line. Maybe we broke it today, but it's not really a good one to use. The RSI is essentially a vertical move straight down, not really a good one to use. Same thing with the daily. The daily also broke its cycle lower convincingly. This has a lot more room to fall. You can see that, a lot more room to go. The 4-hour as well has a lot more room to go. Now the 45-minute, oh shit, That has got bullish divergences. Does it have a bullish divergence? No, it doesn't. But it's obviously bottomed here, and it may form a bullish divergence as with the VIX making a lower low as the market makes a push higher. But as you can see, the shorter cycles, the 45-minute cycle is due for a big VIX spike. So we are due for a pullback, and I think even the bulls would acknowledge, even this is 3, we are due a wave 4 pullback, and that pullback could almost be like a mini flash crash pullback. Here, it could do something like, bam, you're just down to 45 resets, and then the VIX can continue lower in this 5. Now, of course, this could all be negated if the crash just unravels on everybody. But we are due a pullback. The VIX is way, way oversold. Way oversold. The UVIX also broke the all-time low today. Breaking the all-time low has now opened us up to more downside, which means more market upside, even if this wants to do some kind of flat later. So even if it wants to come up and do a quick spike up, if you get this big crash, this structure now supports more downside in the UVIX. So not something you want to see if you're bearish. Obviously not recommend trading it. And hopefully this is a lesson in using stop losses. If you didn't use your stop loss, you probably lost all your money. Stop losses, there was a lot of places to put stop losses in this, trying to trade this. If you just held hoping, you're not doing it right. And I hate to tell you this, but it's probably going lower because we broke this low. If you look back here, when we broke this low after a big spike here, yes, we try to get this little counter trend bounces, but look, it opened up a lot more downside that you had to suffer through before you finally got your reversal. Perhaps this does the same thing. A lot more downside you suffer through, and then later you come back, and you come back later in the fall and winter and fill these gaps, and then your dreams of 16 UVIX come true. But who the hell is going to want to hold through that, right? But somebody may have held through that and got lucky and got out. So maybe if you got money that you don't care goes to zero, you can just hold it and pray that in the winter this will make a recovery and fill this gap up here, which I wouldn't be surprised that it does. So that's that. So I went through the market real quick, guys. This is the overview. As we look at different stocks, I'll either say how it supports or negates the overall view. AMD was as a canary in the coal mine. It actually started the downtrend. It was the first stock to dump. Where's AMD? It's in a sell area right now. So that's a warning sign to the bulls, right? This is a warning sign to the bulls that the market could be reversing. We were waiting for this to touch. And also Tesla did not touch the sell area, but now today it finally did. So we have some alignment now across the market in stocks that show, maybe I shouldn't be so bullish. Now, of course, AMD could always push higher into, but if this is a typical corrective move, it should break down as it backtests the neckline, this kind of neckline area of resistance right here. We're at a perfect spot to start wave 3 down. Okay, if in AMD, if this happens, just like we saw here, the market should start a big sell-off, right? That's what I would expect if this plays out. So this is part of the bear case. Okay. Well, also part of the bear case is no Mag 7 has broke its July high that I know of. So that's not bullish either. There's no leadership in the market. Palantir can't lead the market to SPY 600. That is not happening. Palantir and Trade Desk are not going to lead this market to SPY 600. You need the 7 to do that. And if they're not making new all-time highs, that shit ain't happening. There's just no way. So you need some breakouts. You see some breakouts in the Mag 7. The bullish case is very much stronger. But we don't see that yet. It's still suspect. All right, guys, that's all I've got on my market overview. Good luck trading. You can decide what you want to do. I'll go into your super chats real quick. Chris, yeah. And then the other thing, guys, if people are going to be stupid on my chat and you're just going to be blocked and banned and you won't be able to get my videos anymore, and I don't really care. So that's your loss, because we do call a lot of moves right here. So your stupidity to want to say something stupid, you'll lose out. All right, Chris, when you get around to it, can you check out copper? What's the overall long-term picture on silver? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, copper. So we looked at copper before. Copper has got a bullish move that needs to, bearish move that is not complete yet, like a lot of the market. So let's take a look at copper here. So my last update on copper, again, is we're in a connector wave. Big picture on copper. Here we have a 3-wave move down here, and then 3 waves up, and we broke down in an impulse that ended here. And it's only, again, and I'm forcing an impulse here. I believe the RSI still doesn't support an impulse, by the way, guys. So again, I'm showing you a more conservative, bullish interpretation of this wave like this. But actually, the market doesn't support that view right now. With the RSI, it supports a more bearish case, something like this. So you can flip a coin and decide which one you want to take. But it does look like we're in some kind of bounce here that should find sellers soon. It looks like it's got just maybe a little more upside coming. So if you believe copper's going higher, you play that through the XME, right? Or other stocks. And yeah, so it looks like there's more upside coming in copper, should be. But then I would expect at some point a reversal at some point. So, and to finish this move down, we are clearly trying to reset the daily cycle, but we're right on the down. We're either going to push down lower and surprise the market with a massive wave 3 down any moment. Here, you look, yeah, we're still even in the same 4-hour cycle here. Look, so I shouldn't label this, and you know what? I'm not going to label this complete because the daily and 4-hour RSI do not show this as a new cycle, complete cycle. It shows it's still in the same cycle, and this is not a 4-wave. This will be a 2-wave. So this is what I'm going to show, but you can do whatever you want to with the chart. Then silver, long-term picture, very bullish. The future is going to be very lucrative for silver investors. I'm not sure what that means from a fundamental standpoint. I don't know if that means hyperinflation's coming or, a massive new bull market is coming in the next 10 to 15 years. But silver, there's either a really bad short-term pain about to happen in silver, like we saw in copper with this C wave, taking us down all the way down to $14, and a shakeout like we've never seen before of weak cans before we essentially moon to 50 and breaking out to in the hundreds of dollars of silver. That's so in the future, the long-term future of silver, if I could go in a time machine to, instead of 2024, 2034, I think silver is over $50 an ounce, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's close to $100 an ounce. But in the next 5 to 10 months, it may be a lot of pain. That's all I'm saying. So so if you're a long-term investor, you just kind of want to keep stacking, and you just aren't going to care about this. Now, of course, this doesn't have to happen, right? This doesn't have to happen. This is just the interpretation until we get a 5th wave. We don't have a 5th wave, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5. We get 5. This isn't happening. We put the 2 back here. We'll get a pullback, and then it's going to moon. And it may even break in this high. It could just go. I mean, it doesn't even have to stop. So that's why it's really technically significant to break this high, and it just hasn't done it. And it's actually struggled even with this market pump. It's just not doing it. Supporting this count still, so I would say silver is one that you're just going to have to decide what you want to do based on your risk tolerance here. Now, I did have this labeled as an impulse down in 5. We did break the cycle, so this is correct in this whole move now. We did break higher, so we weren't sure if we're in an extension in 5, so we are in some 2, and then we go down. That's one interpretation of this chart. So where can it find sellers now? Where can it find sellers? So it could find sellers at $28, $29 around the wave 4 area. So what does that mean? It's probably more, looks like there's more upside coming in silver for the short term. That's what it looks like to me. And then we'll see if we get a reversal, a hard reversal or not from this level or not. All right, thanks for the question. MC, Bitcoin and vaccine stocks. Well, I won't share anything I bought, but I will share the few I posted. So I don't share what I buy anymore. Because people just buy, they don't use stop losses, and they buy at random point. It's just, and I sell. I change my mind sometimes, and I'm not going to be responsible for people's poor decisions. So I posted the vaccine plays. There is a vaccine play, guys. This monkeypox situation is news that the lemons out there are going to see and read, and they're just going to start buying vaccine stocks. But it's not mainstream yet. It's not. It's months away from mainstream, like conversation. So it's either you get ahead of the news now and you take the risk, or you wait for the lemons and you buy with them, and you probably could still make good money. But I like to get in early on things like this, on ideas like this, if it's possible. But you have to do your own research. Just real quick, so like I'll start with like mRNA real quick. So mRNA is very interesting chart. We called mRNA was a good one because we had the buy here. We said this could be a low at 2 here, and then we had a 3-wave move, but no 4 and 5. The NASDAQ. What if we don't get a 4 and 5? Well, this is the shit that happens. Look, it just collapses. This was impressive. People here were like, I want to buy Moderna. It's going to cure cancer. Moderna, my God, the CEO should run for president. I mean, I heard all sorts of stupid shit about Moderna. I mean, that was what people were saying. You couldn't lose. And then, I don't know, something happened. Their RSV vaccine didn't work. And now no one wants it. So it turned into a corrective move. So now we're in this massive correction. So what could happen? So if this is 3 waves down, the buy area here is at 73. Okay, now we fell a little short. Now if I look, you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the correction's probably over. So it's buyable with a stop at 79 to play a swing. Now what if we get a bigger connector, right? Because this is a shallow connector. Look, this whole move was corrected by just this. So maybe we get another swing up with all this monkeypox shit, we get them, and then it goes up like this, and then we can crash. So that's the play. That's the play in mRNA, is play this corrective bounce to the 200s and then dump it and get out. And that's the play in mRNA if you believe in it. And of course, if that doesn't happen, then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, impulse down to 5 in the 70s. It'll be 5 waves. We'll counter trend, and it'll just continue lower. Our ultimate target eventually being hit 36. Don't know. So if you believe in this counter trend rally, hell, I mean, everything's pumping. Why not pump this? Look, it's lagged. I mean, everyone's FOMOing in stocks, FOMOing this. I mean, look, it's still at the lows that it was a week ago on Monday. It's basically no one. So I mean, it's fresh, it's ripe for a pump that the market hasn't paid attention to, I guess. I mean, or is it that bearish? I don't know. I bet it's going to counter trend. And this monkeypox stuff's going to help it. So that's just one, for example. Some of the others, there was one guy or gal asked about emergent bio like a month ago, and we saw that breaking out. We saw emergent breaking out. Emergent biosolutions. I guess I have it here. I don't even know the symbol because I don't even know this company, right? EBS. Okay. So EBS, we actually were asked about this back here, and I was like, I don't know why the hell it's breaking out. We saw it break out here, so I was like, oh, this shit's gonna go, and it went. Now it crashed, and probably wave 2's done. So we have 5 waves. We retraced the whole wave 5, and now we're in a 1, 2, and we're coming higher. So to me, I mean, I'm trading the chart. I don't know if their vaccine works, what they do with it. I don't care about the fundamentals. They may suck fundamentally, but people seem to want to buy it. So as long as it's above 525 or even 619, the impulsive wave should continue. There's no reason not to. This GOVX, kind of in the same situation. You have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 setup ready for maybe a big wave 3 out and an inverse head and shoulders breakout of a pretty big bottom that should maybe get us to $9. That's the play. Then dump it. Okay, that's the play. Now, of course, you break $3, then leave it, because then it's gonna go down, and it's gonna go down in two, like that. Okay, so that's another one. I don't even know if I mean, again, and then this SIGA, I don't know, it crashed. It crashed like this. It could be a flat, and then look, bam. So as long as it's above 673, it's bullish. It's bullish. I did hear that their vaccine clinical trial failed or something. So if you're a fundamental investor, I'm not sure if you want to touch it, but technically you have a 1-2-1-2 with a breakout. So you have a sequence that should keep it going higher. Again, I don't know why it's going higher. If its vaccine failed, maybe the market thinks it could fix it or something, or maybe it has something else. I don't know. But the chart's the chart. I wouldn't have normally paid attention to it, but it came up. So there you go, guys. That's some vaccine plays on monkeypox, and I'm sure Pfizer will get in the mix if this thing really takes off. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has played out on the short side. Gave the short here, and even gave this on my channel the other night, a short here, and that actually played out pretty nice. So Bitcoin is going according to the bearish plan. You had a breakout, you had a back test, it failed hard. I mean, there's really, I'm not interested in buying Bitcoin or cryptos until we're down in this colored box here. I mean, now, could I be wrong? Of course, and the X could extend, right? We already talked about that. You could have a connector, and this could be a connector, and we come up again, and then we drop. So, I don't know. Place your bets. Maybe it does that. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But bearish case seems to be good. ETH, wave 4, looks like it peaked there. So, crypto seems to be behaving normally. Or is stocks about to catch up with crypto? Because didn't Bitcoin collapse before the stocks did that one day? I think it did. I have to go back and check. I think Bitcoin started to collapse first, like first. So that's something we need to look into. If somebody wants to do that. All right, guys, keep going. Khalid, I already gave silver updates. So Sava, let's take a look at Sava real quick. Sava here. Sava. All right, so Sava, you only got 3, and again, like the rest of the market, it pumped up. So the connector just it morphed into a new wave is all it's doing. So let's take a look here. That definitely looks like 5 down here. Connector, 5 down. It's 3 swings down, so it could be this. So it could be a couple things. I think I'll label it this way, and then you'll just have to. I still like the bearish case on this, but I think it's going to do something like that. And we saw Bitcoin just do this, right? This big kind of 2 where it's an A, B, C, right? If go back on my Bitcoin chart, that's what it did. So I think it could do something like that. If that's the case, we need a 4 and a 5, so we'll probably still go a little bit higher. So probably do something like this. And like that, look like that. Okay, that's how I would look at that. BTDR. Bit there. All right, so it only looks like it's moving in 3 waves. Very corrective type of move. So you know, nothing to get too excited about. So this looks like some kind of A wave. It could be a triangle in X. Again, connector waves are brutal to trade. But what it looks like to me just right off the bat is something like this. And then you come out. What do these guys do? Are they crypto related? Yeah, so that makes sense. Bitcoin hits 42,000 or wherever. This comes down here, or whatever, and then Bitcoin bottoms, and this shit goes. Boom. Out it goes. So that's what I'd be looking for. I think you have to play it like this. The only other possibility is it's not this triangle that I have here, and X will actually come down and test this low, come back. But maybe you time it with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin hits 40, those buy areas, then maybe this is in an area where you can buy it for this wave Y that should come. Okay? And I already gave silver. All right, Brandon, crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Crypto total market cap. We have looked at that before. There. Well, that one's total 3. I bet it's total 2. Do I have total 2? I don't. Oh, it's on here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're in this 4 wave. So again, remember Bitcoin was in a 4 wave. Well, we're saying it's not a 4 wave anymore because it's just too big of a corrective move. But let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Now see, this weekly cycle did break this. You see here, but it's not a very decisive break. I could talk myself into that being still a 4. I could talk myself into it. Let's see how deep it went. That's too deep for a 4. So it's got to be this. Again, this is the bull case. Now the bear case is this is a corrective move, and we're actually going to go all the way back down and break the low. Okay? That would be like the most devastating thing for crypto that we've ever seen, and probably the stock market. Now, because you have 3 down and 3 up. Okay, so I'm going to let you decide on your own which one you want to play. So you have W, X, Y. Y would come all the way down. To basically double bottom all the way back down to here. Okay, so that's one, and it's very technically valid because you only have 3 swings. Now the other possibility is it's a 1-2, 1-2 setup, and we come out. So where would this find support? Well, let's look. 1, 2, 3 connector. So this is actually another clear sign crypto is going to lose market cap, right? Because look, there's your connector and you broke the low and you need one more swing down. So you should be hitting 66.7 billion. That's the wave 4 low. That'd be perfect correction right in this area here. It's probably a big buy area, but see, it's going to push down and then it should find support in this like 1-2, 1-2 setup. And the idea is this will push down, but you really don't want it to go below this pivot there, because then you're correcting the whole move. Then that really does open you up for the uber bearish situation. But for right now, if it could just make one more swing lower, that should be support. And then of course this is a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then it hits wave 3, and the market cap will go from 670 billion to probably 3 to 4 trillion. That's a big pump in crypto, guys. Big pump. So big technical area with a lot at stake. Either a massive capitulation, panic, crash in crypto, and everyone will lose a lot of money, or it's essentially like everyone's dreams come true. So it's that's what's at stake here. Now the crazy thing is, even if we come back down in 3 and 3, it would still be a 2. It was still, again, the future painful, very painful, but the future tremendous. So you can look at this as being able to become a millionaire, because if the crypto market comes down below 100 billion, you guys got to save some money for that, because if you could buy it there, you're probably going to be a multimillionaire in 10 to 15 years when this comes out, because it will, right? I mean, so that's what that would do, but I don't know if you'll get that kind of selling. I think this is where it's going to find support. Okay. All right, Ronald Cheese. I'll go ahead and go into yours. Qcom here. Let's see. I don't know if do we have that? There it is. All right, so Qcom is in our buy area. There it is. Go for it. Go get it. Go after. You better hurry up before it gets pumped, before all the FOMO crowd gets in and then you lose your entry. You may have already lost it. Of course, I would put your stop at 151. All right, that one's easy. KLC. KLAC. We don't have that. I don't see it. All right. KLA Corporation. Parabolic pump. All right. I'll have to go to the monthly. So don't really see wave 3 in here yet. So it's going to probably continue to pump in the parabolic blow off top that it's in right now. So I would definitely think more upsides coming. And actually, you see it. It's about to launch again. Here, you see that candle. It's probably about to launch again. So that's what I'd be looking for. More than likely, it's already bottomed. It's probably about to break out of that pattern and just go, and then the RSI, you're going to want it. These RSIs, this RSI will come up, take out all of it, and then you'll get your wave 3 of 3, and then it'll top out. So, so that's kind of what we're looking for. All right, 8035. Looks like wave 5 top, just like we said. It pulled back. It looks like its first 3-wave move is finished. Here. Yeah, we kind of wicked through it. So more than likely, it's going to form a connector wave and fail. So now you're in a situation where you get to decide what you want to do. It's going to be in a connector wave and probably go down. This is the ultimate target area. But what happens here? It could be, I mean, so many things, way too many possibilities to guess, but I wouldn't, I look at this and I would remain bearish, and at some point the connector will end. It could go on for years. It can go on for months. It could, as we saw, maybe even be very shallow, but at some point it will end, and then we should get another push lower. But as you can see, it's already peaked, and it should just continue lower. OVK7. OV 0 V. Yeah, I'm not seeing that come up. So this OVK7, you could put in the comments later, and I'll circle back to it if you can find it. All right, Mitso, CLMT. Let's go to yours. CLMT. So this one did not get the breakout. It broke the low, so wave 2 will extend lower. Let's see how it's doing here. 1, 2, 3, a connector. 1, 2, should be one more push lower, like the rest of the market. So I think it's got like one more push lower. I'll be surprised if it breaks out here. It looks like it's missing a swing. So I would be looking for it to find support at 936, 731. Again, a lot of perma bulls would just say it's done, and you could do that, but again, look, 1, 2, 3, connector, 1, It seems like you're missing a swing down. That's all. You can decide if you want to FOMO in, but at some point you are got a big breakout coming in this. CZR. Caesars. All right. Caesars saw wave 3, saw a grand supercycle correction. So it's correcting the whole move from its existence in grand supercycle correction. And now that has got to hold. 30 has to hold or it's in a lot of trouble technically. Race divergent. Wait, whoa. No, it's an impulse. Oh, it's an impulse. So to me, it looks like an impulse down. So it looks like wave A, which means you need a whole nother wave down. So I think there's more downside coming in Caesars. It looks like it's already started its journey lower. You'll have to count 5 waves down. And eventually, when you get there, that would be it. It looks like the first wave is already finished here. So we need wave 3. And then it will find a low. Now, this wave 2 could still keep going higher, as you know. So we don't know when it's going to end. But eventually, it should and push you down lower. Potential target area could be around 2418. Somewhere in this area is the potential target for this to end. Of course, with divergence being erased. All right, anonymous. All right, MIGI. Let's take a look at how the crypto was doing. Again, Bitcoin was sucking it up today. Ooh, what happened here? Ouch. Holy crap. So, again, Elliott Wave Sage did prove to be wise in not chasing this shit. Ooh, man. Now, hey, there's a good thing, though, for the bulls. You broke out. So this will end. It'll be one hell of a buy opportunity because if it pumped like this, imagine what wave 3 is going to be like. So I'm just showing you an ideal target. This can end as a running flat really at any moment, but I guess, time it with Bitcoin maybe, but the ideal technical bottom is here. So yeah, this is crazy shit right there. Ltcn, did it almost hit our sell area and got rejected. So if Bitcoin's starting to break down, this will probably start to break down too. But I look at it, it looks like 5 waves up. So let's not fall into a trap and assume it's going to go down. Let's just think about maybe another swing higher here because it's 5 up. Which just not guaranteed, but likely because I see 5 up on the first leg. That gets us to 1413, 1486. And that's because I see 5 up. Now the interesting thing is there's no divergence. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I see 5, okay? But the RSI shows it's peaked and the count is just off. So I don't know. So I think you could keep this here. If it pumps up there, great. Or if you could come back and break this high at like 1261, then it's going to go to 14 for probably an easy trade, an easy scalp there once you get confirmation of the break. Now, if not, you can just keep going down, and then it'll just keep going down and an impulse. Bchg. So we were looking for a triangle. We didn't get it. So we or it's a bigger. This is still kind of consolidating as a triangle. Maybe it's just not labeled in the right manner. Let's see. No, this isn't a triangle. So yeah, X is the same thing. It's a corrective move. Again, RSI supports the peak being here. So, but when I look at it, it looks like it needs more upside, right? Because, oh no, I'm not looking at it right. It's more bearish than I thought because this looks like 5 down. Let's go to the 15 minute. Yeah, see a little bit of divergence. So this looks like an impulse down with 3 back. So yeah, so I think I would label this one this way. So this one, as long as you're below 715, you could have a big breakdown come in this as a possibility. As long as you're below this. Now, if you don't go below it, then you have to think you're in an X, and it's going to fill this gap here. Like go up. But this one, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, connector, 1, 2, 3 for 2. I kind of like it like this. No divergence, look. So to me, I would say that this looks like it wants to go lower. Okay. Timothy, thanks for the big super chat, man. I really appreciate it. And let's go to your question. OLLI. OLLI. Looks like we don't have that one yet. Ollie. So we've done it before. Someone's asked me about it, and we just haven't got around to it. All right, so we had a 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to be conservative and label it as a 3 here. But you could easily make that another 1, 2. I'm going to label it like this, but this could easily be another 1, 2. So as long as you're above 85, 87, you'll get either a 5 or you'll get lucky and get a massive breakout. As long as you're, because this is over here. So it's bullish against this low. Okay, AXP. American Express. I think we've done this. I thought we've done American Express before, a long time ago. All right, so American Express did not give us a breakdown. So here, so it truncated right there. So let's take a look at what's going on with American Express on the higher time frames. Yeah, definitely, and it's an impulse off the low with 5. So I think this impulse should be coming to an end soon. So if we label this like an impulse, it's probably something like that. A, B, C. So one more high should do it, and then this whole move has to correct. But now the question is where are we in terms of the overall grand super cycle? So we have 1, 2 here. And then looks like a 1, 2, 1, 2. And you took out the 3 here. And you made another. See how you're making higher, 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 higher. So these RSIs didn't take this peak out. So I can't label that as a 3. So it's actually really, really bullish, I guess. But can I label this a 3 there? I can't because we haven't taken out any of those peaks. So, damn, maybe the market is gonna explode. But you do have this 2 coming. So this 2's coming. So the 2 is probably gonna retrace to 193. So again, the short term of the market could be pain, and this could actually go all the way down to 160 even. We don't know where it's gonna go. So this is the pain coming in the market, right? But this is the future. The future looks like this is one you wanna buy when this thing, because I mean, I don't see a wave 3 of 3 in this chart anywhere, because there's your RSI peak. You haven't, it hasn't really mooned yet like you expect. So I label it like this for now. But short term, it looks like it's almost topped. Almost topped. For a major cycle, I'll have to correct this whole move since October 22, and I don't know how deep it's going to go or how shallow. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Pfizer, yeah, how's that doing these days? That was one we definitely got the bottom on. Let's see how that's holding up technically. So I said we want to see this lead-in diagonal play out. So we want to see this fifth wave. But there's no guarantee. That's the thing. Now we're turning. That's great. So it looks like we're trying to push a fifth wave. Maybe like mRNA, it's lagging. The sector, maybe the sector's lagging. But maybe I'll catch up soon. But it looks like you got 5 and then a big pullback. Back down to 27 is what I'm thinking. Of course, it could be a 1-2, 1-2, and then it just goes. It could always do that. And then it could always just break down by breaking probably 26.50, and then it's corrective, and then it will come back to retest this low and probably break it, opening us up for a lot more downside. So you'll have to just decide which I guess path you want to believe in. But I believe if you're long here, you could keep a tight stop here and then play for this 5. That's what I see. J&J, let's take a look. Wave 4 here. Looks like it needs another swing down. This looks incomplete, but again, it could be in a connector. I'll just give you a target that I'd like to see hit. So I'd like to see 153.92 hit, and then wave 5 should come into play. The shorter cycle, anything's possible. Like we saw, in the market, it could do this, it could do that, and then come down. So it could do a lot of things. We just don't know. So you'll have to decide. But I don't like doing. I would say sidelines, but this is the area where I would think the best entry is for wave 4 is right here. All right, Mark, man, thanks again for the super chat. Silx, let's take a look at Silx. Yeah, thanks for the encouragement, of course. Silx. All right, so shallow connector. Now you are deep enough. The RSI has reset. The weekly hasn't. Maybe this is what I would expect. You see how this kind of bounced and failed? I bet it's going to do something like that. I mean, I can't guarantee it now. If this is the connector, see, let's go to the 4-hour. It's actually a 5-wave move down. It looks like a 5-wave move down. Yeah, so that's why. So it's kind of so yeah, just like I thought. So you're gonna bounce here, I think, but I think the bounce will fail ultimately and go down one more time. So I think this is kind of your guideline, like very similar to this correction where you kind of. So I think you're gonna bounce here, but the bounce more than likely will fail. I just don't know how high the bounce is going to be, but I think it's ready for a bounce. I think it's ready for a bounce. It's coming, but I don't know if this is the low. I mean, you could try to buy it. Maybe you get lucky. It's the low. You put your stop loss there. So that's what I'd be looking for. Yeah, so I think you'll get confirmation is when you break this 4 hour, if you could get, so you don't have that confirmation of the reversal, so you can still be in 5, but I believe it's going to bounce soon and then come down later. Has it likely corrected the cycle from March 2020? Looking for a target to drop. So let's take a look. March 2020 is a while ago. So see here, you have a full cycle and a correction here. Let's go to the higher time frame. Here, let's see here. We have to go to the monthly even. You have to go to the monthly. Okay. So the monthly here shows you, here's your peak, there's your peak, there's your bearish divergence, your divergence, there's your cycle reset, okay? There. So now you're in a new cycle higher, okay? So we have some new data. As you can see, this RSI just broke that low. When that happens, what that tells me is you're still in the corrective cycle. You're still in a corrective cycle, but the problem I have with that is this is clearly an impulse up to me. But let's look at it on the daily. Yeah, see, here's your peak, there's your bearish divergence. So to me, this is an impulse up off the low and not necessarily a corrective move where it's a flat, where we would come all the way back down to $2. So that's why I want to label it like a 1-2-1-2, and typically the correction would go something like this, would go to like 394, 399, and see you were pretty close. That's why this is like, where do you want to buy it? I think you could buy some here and then just play the bounce, and then if you come back, you just stop out for a very minimal loss, because that's essentially where your pivot's going to be after you get confirmation. And if you see acceleration lower, you just leave the trade. You put it, you have to have a stop loss. You leave it, and then you just let it kind of run back down, and then you must be in a flat. Then it must be a flat, and then you're going to come back down to the support area at $3, and you can buy it back there. But whatever happens, it's a buy because you broke this high here. So to me, whatever happens here or here should open up a lot of upside in the future later. So we'll have to just wait and see. It's tough. There's not a lot of data to know exactly where your target is until we get a bounce here at least. But you'll have to decide how you want to play that. Can you look into Crocs? Yeah, that's an oldie. Yeah, we looked at that a long time ago on our channel, and looks like we have a 1-2, 1-2, 1, and now we're in another 2. So we have to look at where we are. So this looks like a corrective move here in 3 waves with a break at a low. So we're going to have another swing lower coming. So let's say it ends now. That'd be like $98, $88 down here. Now, if this keeps pumping, the target rises. Now, here's the thing. This connector, we're not sure when it's going to end, but it has to impulse off the low. And it looks like to me, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a 1, 2, for a 1. So yeah, this is just a tight one. So yeah, so I bet it's got more upside coming, but I would expect a rug pull. So this is just a connection wave. It's a trap wave. So maybe it goes up a little more. But at some point it will reverse and then find its final rest-in spot down for another 1, 2. So you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3 out. All right, Chris, GME. Let's take a look at GME. So again, we keep erasing divergence, turning it into a corrective move. 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3. So still corrective. That's what it looks like to me. So again, it's got to finish with some divergence. So what it kind of needs is like a deeper pullback and then a new high to kind of confirm this low. So it's still corrective. So it could end. I just don't know what's going to happen. XRP. We almost broke that high. We didn't quite do it. So again, now we have 3 up. You know, I don't see an impulse, but let's look at the 45-minute. Yeah, no impulse there. So it's another corrective bounce here. And so we have a corrective bounce here. So let's take a look at what's going on. So we have an X wave. We need Y. So we need to be moving in 3. So we're just going to start labeling this as impulses and kind of have the market move in 3s for now. Something like that. So could be done here, but if it's going to break that low, it'll come back and it would drop to 48.5 for the next move higher. Because it looks like it's moving in 3 swings and not impulses. So we have to kind of change our approach with charting it. So I'd look for something like that. I guess we could also even say if it goes lower, it's still an X in like a 1, 2, 3 wave sequence. So tough to say. I'm going to go with this labeling for now. But that's what I'm thinking XRP is going to do. All right, let's keep going with the super chats. Popcorn Tuna, Siri, and PayPal. Let's see here. Siri, let's see.
Playing all songs from Apple Music.
All right, let's see here. SIR. So we're looking for this wave 4. So if we break this low at 286, wave 4 is in. And we're already in 5. So we don't know. It's in the middle. It's in the area that it hasn't decided. Are we going to get a bigger wave 4 or are we done? We don't know. It's literally frozen. You break 320, so we don't know. So to me though, if you look at wave 2, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to go lower. I bet you're in wave 5 already. So more than likely you're already in wave 5, and it's in a 1-2-1-2 setup, ready for a big move down. But it's kind of 50-50, so place your bet. I could be wrong. It could be, and if we break out, then wave 4 has one more swing higher. But it doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look like that. PayPal. So we did get this X wave here. So again, now we broke this high. That's very good for PayPal for upside. But let's see where the target ends up being. 69.01. So we're pretty close to the target already. And then it could reverse. Okay, then it could reverse. All right, good luck with that. Chris, on GME, can you show some full targets? Um, yeah, I'll try to do my best. And again, GME is in an area that the market hasn't shown a clear direction. So the targets are really just fantasy, it's fantasizing. So it's not, for me, it's like we really don't have any yet. So for me, as if this ABC is corrective, if this is corrective, all right, this move, let's take a look. So you had a nice three-wave move here. Now, it's still in the same corrective sequence, this downtrend. So the target would be a triple target. So the new target, if this low breaks, I'll give you a new target for it. So if this low breaks, the new target to buy it would be at 1770, 1615, right here. And you would want to see this come down and take that out. So that's possible target if we can't get. Now if we can get a 4 and a 5, then the low's in. Okay, the low's in, and then the upside target is, just use your imagination, it's probably coming back to break this high at 68 and even higher, because then this whole cycle is finished. We have a confirmation, and then it will start its process just like we saw here, where it will start to do its thing, and then some news will hit and boom, it's gone. So the upside target could be in the hundreds of dollars. I'll just say that. Now the downside target I just showed you, and the downside target's still in play because it's still just a corrective bounce. We don't have an impulsive move off the low yet. It's trying to, but it keeps not. It's just morphing into this corrective bounce. So I hope that answers some of your question. Josh, TLT. So TLT should continue higher, but it's obviously choppy. In some ways the easy money's over, but I still expect it to get to the hundreds. So we had this 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're in wave 5 here. So it looks like we're in a wave 2 here of 5. Something like that, and like that, and like that. So I still see it just kind of grinding higher for now. But this wave 2 is, it looks like today it may have been the day to buy the dip in this for those that wanted to. If you're lucky, you get another pullback deeper into. So I'll give another buy opportunity potentially in the TLT here if it wants to take another dip at 95.19 with a stop loss at like this low at like 94.71. So it's a very tight area. So it would be a low risk trade if this 2 does want to swing down again. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, Anonymous, let's keep going with your super chat. Irene and Hut. Irene and Hut. IREN and Hut. Let's see here. Oh, that's that energy play. So this is another one we nailed on our channel. There's your 3. 4 looks like a triangle in 4. That's A, B, C, D. So it's going to triangle and then drop in 5 here. And then you should hit 3, get another 4. Well, you get the idea. So this should be coming to an end soon. We should be seeing that 5 coming soon. Hut. So we've called the low in Hut here on this connector wave, and now it's trying to move off the low. Still moving in a correct. So we talked about why that's so important to hold. This is only corrective. So there's really not, it's a lot of guessing. Like you can't put 1 there because it's not 5 waves. So if you try to put it as a 3-wave move, well then you need 1 more high, but then again you could still be an X. So as you could see, or it could be already finished and starting a whole new sequence lower here. Like that. Too many possibilities. We need more data to properly analyze it, unfortunately. All right, Edward. Oh, appreciate it, man. The super chat. Yeah, these haters, nothing like I saw at the tech bottom at 22. That was insane when I was telling people to buy stocks down there. I mean, I got the most hate, man. Like, people were so mad about telling people to buy tech stocks at that bottom on the trend breakout. That was insane. Now that nothing has like today was not like that, but I think people get so emotional because hell, he's face it, no one likes losing money and people are gamblers and they probably don't trade very smartly and they lose a lot and they don't control their risk and so they get mad at people for it. So, but again, I don't make the market. I just read what I think, my opinions. I give you my opinions. You can do what you want to with it. I just try to, share my thoughts. A lot of times those thoughts tend to come true. Sometimes they don't, but that's okay. And I'm still around. A lot of people I've watched over the years, they disappear off YouTube, probably because they lost all their money somewhere down the way. I don't lose all my money. So I'm very conservative about how I approach trading. I just don't FOMO in. I wait for all the obvious signals. And guys, I'm following a lot of people. I've been retweeting these guys that are saying the market's going lower. I mean, they're all wrong. I mean, I'm not going to name their names and start calling them out, but you know who they are. I mean, there's too many pro traders saying the market's going. I mean, now we could all be wrong. Sure, we're all fools and wrong, but that would be a first. That would be the first time I've seen something like that happen, where you have the professional, like the pro trading community, get it all wrong using. I got 3 different people I follow using 3 completely different methods, all saying this is a massive just counter trend rally that's going to fail. So we could all be wrong, all 4 of us using 4 different ways of looking at the market, and hell, even a 5th guy that I follow that just uses this Elliott wave and nothing else, and even he uses a different, but he has a different count than I do. His count's like a catastrophic count on the market. If his count plays out, the world's going to end for sure. But needless to say, we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, I got through all my super chats, guys. So let me go through the comments real quick and just pick up a couple things that I have charts for. And if you say stupid shit in here, I'm going to get rid of you. So you're going to never be able to watch me again. All right, so let me see here. Shopify. I will look at that because I have a chart on Shopify. Okay, I have a chart on that. Yeah, crazy ass connector again. So where would this fail typically? So right where we are now, kind of. Could be a short for those brave enough to take it in this market. I mean, good luck. I do like it because you did break this low. I mean, it looks like a massive connector. That's what Shopify looks like to me. All right, got another super chat coming in. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, I definitely, I'm glad I can do it so often right now. My schedule can do that. Maybe in the future I won't be able to, but I'll try my best. TKLF. All right, let's look at that. TKLF. What is going on here? I guess there's some Japanese stock. Whoa. Okay, so obviously the only thing you could do is say you're bullish from that low, right? You have to say you're bullish from the low because there's no other way to graph it. So we have to first find the low here. So right away you have a 1, 2, but then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like only a 3 swing move. Let's see, you do have bearish divergence, so maybe we're just we're missing there's a type 3, 4, 4, 5 in here. So let me look at it real quick. So from Elliott wave standpoint, you could just say it's a 3, 4, 5, but this 3 Doesn't really subdivide unless you, oh yeah, once you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I see the subdivision. All right, so there you go. And now you've got this 1, 2, and you made a lower low right there. So yeah, this should be taking another move lower, or did we? This is where I'll bring out extended hours and see if we can get, no, the low held. Okay, so the low held, so what that would mean to me is this could be a bottom right here. So this only looks like 3 up, 3 down. So I bet it's not. I bet it's going to fail. I bet it's going to fail and do that. And this looks like a 1, 2. Looks like it's about to top at any moment. So it looks like it's got another swing lower that should be starting at really any moment to take you down to 37 cents, 32 cents. Somewhere down in this area. That's what it looks like to me. So it looks like I see more downside here. Really, it could happen at any moment. Next is D for defensiveness. Dominion Energy. Okay. You know what I'd like for defensiveness in this market if we have a monkeypox is healthcare, because then that could work in a sell-off. All right, so we've got a wave 5 here coming. That looks like one more high, and that should do it. I wouldn't say this is defensive. It looks like this is going to peak and have a dramatic drop. So just what it looks like to me. All right, Victoria, Coin. Yeah, so Coin was one that Coin and MicroStrategy have been telling us all along we needed more downside in crypto. Coin to me did hit a nice area for a deep enough correction, but the swings look like they're missing a fifth wave down. So maybe you can get down to 146 here. So again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a beautiful A. You have your B, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 5. I still think you need 5, and it may have wave 5 may have started in crypto today, guys. There's a lot of wave 5s that are needed all over the market. So those wave 5s may have been born today. They may have been born today. The wave 5 may have been born. Now, how long it takes to get down there, who knows? But I think they may have started its journey lower in crypto today. All right, let's look at dir.un. Dream Real Estate or Dream Industrial REIT. I'm just going to pick this one. Alrighty, so typically this is probably a triangle connector and a downtrend and an A wave. So more than likely you've got something like an A, a B, and a C coming, and then this is some kind of triangle here. That could have already ended. So as long as you're below 1420, this is valid. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But that's what it looks like to me. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down with bullish divergence. It's a classic ABC correction. But we'll go ahead and label it real quick. And that makes sense because there's the 4 and the 2. So we'd actually correct pretty deep down to maybe $6.65 when it's all said and done on the C leg. Right there. So that's what I'll be looking for, but do what's best for you. And what shorts are you in? Are you in any shorts? I don't get my positions anymore because people have just been stupid trying to just copy it, and people have to think for themselves and make their own decisions. All right, so Amazon. All right, Amazon, yeah. Let's take a look at how Amazon's doing. Is the wave 2. So obviously, you see that big pump, took it all out. So that definitely doesn't have the look of 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's invalidated, but it also invalidated the 3, 4, 5. So this looks like a three-wave move down in Amazon. So now we need to look at like the bigger picture and kind of decide what we may want to see here, or what's likely happening. The great thing is we prevented people from buying up here, right? We knew this drop, and I did say watch the trend line drop, so we did get that. Let's look at the big picture. As you can see with Amazon, you have corrected the whole cycle already, okay? In 3, very bullish, right? If I put the 2 there, but then look at how we topped, okay? So I have this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, and now we have this 5. But look, you have 1, 2, 3. So that's why I didn't really want to label this as a 5. So could this be a 4 like this? But then it's not 5 waves down, so you can't do it that way. So the only thing I can think of is this. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is my counts off, and I have to put the 4 and the 5 here and put the 1 here. There's no other way. I have to, there's no other count that I think can make sense, and I just have to force that, something like that. So if I do that, then you're like, it's bottomed and it's going to go to the moon. And this is what I want to see, guys, to turn bullish. If Amazon can come back and take out 203, then Amazon's going much higher. And so probably the market is too. That's a good sign. Now, Amazon down here does risk a double correction, right? That's a risk. So what's the possibility of that happening? Well, the weekly hasn't even come to oversold yet. Okay, so that's a sign we'll get a double correction. How about the monthly? The monthly just started to turn down and broke cycle. So there's a good chance, there's a really good chance this bounce is going to fail for one more swing down. And then you may have your incredible FOMO buy opportunity in Amazon. That's what I'm thinking. And it would break the trend, which would be kind of good to break that, to really correct this move completely here and here. So I do think Amazon will have another leg lower. So where's the target for the reversal? Your connector is right there. So that'll get you to 183.34. Again, more upside. So you probably can expect more upside in Amazon, but I would be looking for a reversal somewhere in this area. So more upside, I think. And then somewhere here, I expect a reversal. Airbnb, that was one we looked at that seemed very bearish, but we just didn't have enough evidence to call it either way. And I believe it broke down, if I remember right. Yeah, it did. So when we looked at Airbnb before, we were like here, and I said, well, it depends. And so it looks like we got this 3-wave move. So now you have a real dilemma here. If you only have 3, and you only have 3, and you have 3. So it could do a lot of things here. It can continue down in an impulse like this and just keep going lower to our final target here in $20. Or it can make another relief rally up, and make the connector go longer, higher, like that. So if it's going to do that, and it's going to do it right now. It's going to do it right now. It needs to turn right now. That's a pretty big capitulation. I bet it's going to turn higher at least. I bet you're going to get a bounce out of this. This could be a tradable bounce opportunity, a tradable buy opportunity in Airbnb right here, right now. But what the buy turns into is anyone's guess. It's either going to go like, it's either going to do a whole nother series like that, or it's going to just maybe go to 142 and then fall apart. All right, Big Ganks, how you doing, man? Thanks for Valiant. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Like I said, I'm not gonna share. I'm sharing both sides of it, but I'm gonna let people interpret what they think and decide for themselves. Because I can't decide for people, because it's just people just are being too stupid with what I'm saying. If I think, if someone's really interested and wants to know what I'm going to do. I think in the fall, I'm going to start like a very small subscription service, and people that pay into that, I'll give like more like specifics and maybe even the trades I'm in or something. Be more transparent. But on this general free channel, there's no way I'm going to share because people are just too stupid with the information, and I just don't I just can't be I just can't handle these people like doing stupid stuff. And again, I said with the connector wave, I was on the sidelines until yesterday on the connector wave, by the way. I wasn't trading it. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're so stupid. You were short it." I wasn't short. I was watching it. I didn't lose any money. I had secured my profit back in July, guys. I mean, I was like, "What the hell?" So yeah, I went short, but then when the VIX broke trend, I sold it. I actually made a little money on that short. It's just a little bit, but I got out because I was smart enough to see what the hell was happening. But people don't see that, and they just stay in their positions and they lose all their money for some reason. I can't be responsible for that. So I'm not going to give people that, so they're going to have to decide. But I will answer, I answer in the super chats. If people have stock specific questions, I definitely give you my thoughts, and I've been doing that tonight. Yeah, and make a paid Discord. I'm going to do something like that more than likely in the fall. Bitcoin, I did cover that earlier, but I'll just go back to it. But Bitcoin is in a weird spot technically because it's in a very choppy sideways correction here. So the first thing I look at is a W and 3 and a A, B, C connector for X. And now we need Y. We know we're going to get Y because we broke this low. This low did not hold. So the problem is, look at this W. It went up, it went down, it went, it went down, it went up, it went down. And then here it even chopped around. So much chop. Then you look at this Y. We just went down, we went up. So we at least need to go down one more time. But I wouldn't be surprised if X does something like this. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, and it's just like, it's like this. It's just a boom, 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 boom. It's just like this, and it just drifts down, and then we finally get there. That's what I wouldn't be surprised. But for right now, I mean, there was some short setups. They're still valid until they get, until they break these highs. So, I mean, staying short seemed to be the right call, but who knows? If this is the count, I'll just show you. It's a 1-2. We haven't had our big wave 3 down moment yet, so we'll see. As long as we're below 60,000, it's bearish. The bearish case, this bearish breakout, collapse is still possible here until we can start breaking some of these highs. But man, did they try. Back here, they were trying their hardest to break this, and they couldn't. Here. So what makes you think they're going to do it down here now? I mean, look, they probably spent all their ammunition, and they just gave up. And so they've given up. So the bulls capitulated here. The bears are just too strong. In crypto, the crypto bears are too strong. And I believe ultimately Bitcoin will be down in this area. And then it could be a really good buy opportunity. All right, Palantir. Palantir, I guess, is leading the market higher, which is cool. Let's see. I still am calling this very radical call of a massive flat, but look, this is not 5 waves, right? I mean, someone could say, oh, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but no, come on, let's be intellectually honest. This is just 3, because it's just the way it looks. Now we could, if we didn't have this, that would make sense. But so it looks like just 3. So I think this wants to go lower. I think this is going to happen, but who knows? I'm not buying it here. I'm not chasing it. I won't. Mvis. Let's go to Mvis here. Mvis. Oh, we're close. Are we? Look at that. Look at that. 1, 2. Okay, so we reset a cycle here, so we're going to have to adjust the count a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to have to do something like this. So that could have been the low, but we broke it. So that's not good. But we're still not at our target. So so where we are with it is a 1, 2. So we still need to go lower. And I'm not sure why I didn't label the rest of this. I must have been going fast. Let's just go back and look at this here. Yeah, that's why I was just probably going fast. Okay, so there you go. So there. So this got to play out. And our target's here, it's been here, it's going to get there. And I guess if you're patient enough, one day you'll wake up and you'll be able to buy it a lot cheaper than it is now, which has been cheaper since I think we started analyzing it probably back here. So it's still making its way down. So good luck on that. Jonathan Groves, I appreciate that. Well, I know that, but I mean, unfortunately, I have 4,250 people now watching me on YouTube and 1,100 people on Twitter, and there's a few idiots out there and a few passerbys that don't subscribe, I'm sure. And I just, it's just who knows? It's as I get more people following me, I got to be more cautious with what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. When in the past, when you only have like 100 or a few hundred people, it didn't really matter that much. But my reach is growing, which is good, and I love it. But I have to also be a little more careful with what I say and how I say it because it has an impact more than it maybe did in the past. So that's I guess a good problem to have. All right, Anonymous, cool, thanks again, appreciate that. Yeah, HZEN, HZEN. All right, so what happened here? So we did not get a bottom. We just got a connector wave and it failed. So that's too bad because that opens us up for a lot more downside. So let's look at some of the divergences again and see where we're at with it. Yeah, see, we should have saw that. I must have just misread that because of the bullish divergence there. So yeah, so this played out with the final push lower. So you see that? See, this is why I say these lows with that divergence, it usually plays out and resets, and that's what we got here. So now you're probably looking at a better entry, but let's look again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for A. And then you have to call this 1, 1, 2, something like this. One more low. So it needs one more low. It needs a 5. It makes sense if crypto still got low, another move lower. So it's got one more low coming. So it's got one more low. Target could be 162.88. Let's look for another way to target the low. There's another one, 112, right there. And yeah, so somewhere there. That's where it's probably going. All right, good luck on that one. Appreciate that, man. Oh, Winston, I really appreciate that. Thanks, Winston. East Asia, cool. Yeah, I really appreciate the super chat, man. Thanks again, appreciate it. Um, let's see here. Don't forget TEM. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll get TEM. Yeah, I'll get TEM. All right, TEM. So let's see what's going on here. Erase divergence. Let's go to this. We need to go to, let's just look at the 15. Still got it. 1, 2. So yeah, so it's still pumping in the connector. Uh, I still think it's going to reverse. Uh, the connector could see a reversal in this area. As an expanded flat. So I would say, just looking at it real quick, let me go back to the 15. Yeah. You want to keep that bearish divergence here. Uh, one more high maybe and extend it fifth. Let's go to the ultra short cycle. 3, 5, yep, 3, 5. So one more high. So you have one more high in wave 5 to create just a little more bearish divergence on this peak, and then that should do it. So it could pull back a little bit more, make another high, but it's probably close to finishing out. Like the rest of the market, the extender just decided to blow up here. But I'm pretty confident that it will come back down because of what happened down here. And this is just a fake out move, but a pretty impressive one is what I'm thinking. All right, Thomas, UEC. UEC here. Uranium energy. Okay, yeah. I got my eye on URA. That's on my shopping list, but I'm not ready to buy it yet. Now UEC, we've talked about this before. We have 3 up with an area where you would expect a bounce with the reset of a cycle. So even URA is showing signs of a bottom, but I want to get, if I can get URA to bounce a little bit stronger, then it just maybe just the counts off and just it's low enough, and that could be happening. But see, this bounce isn't big enough yet to confirm that. It's just not big enough yet. It really needs to break the daily cycle, and it's just going to need more time to do that before we know. So it's just, we just don't know. It still could push a little bit lower. And I still have URA pushing one more swing down. So maybe this has another swing lower coming. A, you know, and then 3 down. So A, or let's try this again. 3 down, there's your connector. So here you see you have 1, 2, 3, no divergence, your connector, you reset the cycle there, you dropped again. You really didn't take that divergence out, so you really only dropped, but you still need a bounce and a failure. There's your bounce, but the bounce is pretty weak. So again, if I was trying to label this myself, I would probably go with like this, like this, like this. Again, just looking at it a little bit closer. Something like that. And let's just get rid of that box. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And that lines up with URA, which I'm following. So this is what I'm thinking, guys. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Something like this, but see how long this X took? This is pretty shallow. If it is that shallow, then this will be sharp and deep. So we just don't know. But I believe it's got another move lower. DHI, let's see here. Oh, it's in the sell area today. DH Horton, in a sell area. Oh, look at that candle. Ooh, that's nasty. That's bearish candle. You don't you don't have a perfect confirmation candle. I usually like to see a full red candle right there for the reversal confirmation, but this will do. So can't get too excited if you're a bear yet, but that does seem to be a top right there. I mean, it looks like a top to me on the weekly. We'll see if that can hold. Could be a 1-2. So I have to wait and see how that plays out. If it breaks, it's just going to extend in 5. It's just going to extend in 5. But this is the technical area where you would expect the wave 5 reversal. And right now, that when I looked at that weekly candle, that looked like pretty nasty candle. And you have 2 weeks after that where you weren't really able to get back. So I bet you'll get a big red. Once you get that red candle, I think that's a good confirmation that you have it. Okay, I did silver. Let me see. I'm just gonna scan through comments. Yep. Amp man, goodbye. You're gone. Like I said, guys, if you want to be stupid, I'm getting rid of you guys from my channel. So it's that simple. So I just don't have time to be putting up with stupid idiots talking to me about what I was doing wrong or whatever. So you're gone. Goodbye. So let's keep going. All right, next, let's keep going through the comments. Yeah, my Twitter is Elliott Wave Sage. I bought a lot of the VIX. Hey, I'm not recommending buying the VIX, guys. If you didn't hear what I said in my first 5 minutes, then you may want to repeat that. But you guys do what you want to do. The VIX broke its trend. UVIX broke its, I guess, all-time low. That's a bearish breakdowns. Is it due a counter trend rally? Yes. If you're lucky enough to get that counter trend rally, you are going to make a lot of money because it is gonna rip the counter trend. It's got to. But if you're not so lucky, you're going to keep losing money. So that's why I said the VIX to me isn't a good trade. But everyone's going to do what they're going to do. But yeah, at some point, this will have to retrace at some point, and when it does, there'll be a lot of money be made when that happens in the VIX. Yeah, I'll show you guys a bullish way to look at the market if you want to try to go long, like in a way that is more like in my opinion like a safer way is here is kind of like very risky still, but I would say you could go like a 1-2 if you get this 3 and get this 4 and 5. Once you get this 4 and 5, then we should get another pullback, and then you can go long right there. You can go long the tech market right there, because once you have the 4 and 5, then it's going to make at least a whole nother move higher. So whether it's a correct connector or not, which I still think it is, but then it's more like tradable, in my opinion, to buy that pullback after the 5 waves are up, and then you're buying it against this low at 423. So it's still big risk, but if the pullback's deep, then the risk is not that much. So that would be a better way to buy it than just buying it here and hoping you get lucky. But you may get lucky. I mean, everyone so far that's bought it has been getting lucky. Everyone that's been buying it has been getting lucky. All right, I got through everything. I got to get off. I've been on a couple hours. China should still have another leg lower. I'm waiting patiently for that. Maybe I'll hit the Mag 7 next video, go through them all, because I actually need to go study their charts more given what's happening just to make sure they're right. If I was short, would I have stopped out today, hypothetically? Um, I mean, it depends what you were short. If you were the IWM, you wouldn't have. You would have thanked the market. That's a short entry right here. So if you're short in the IWM, I mean, that's a good setup. Now, if you're short in the triple Qs, I mean, I mean, if you shorted today here, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you. That to me, that would just be not a good place to buy it. I don't know. Maybe you try to time it. Let's see what does the VIX look like. Did it even bounce today at all? Does it have any divert? Okay. Yeah. All right. So maybe if you short it today, you stay in your short until the VIX breaks 1478. Maybe the VIX is showing a hidden bearish divergence in the market. Look, the VIX made a higher high today. Look at that. VIX made a higher high, but the market made a, the VIX made, VIX made a higher high and the market went higher, not lower. So maybe you could try to play that divergence out. So you stay short and then you just watch the VIX breaks this low, you close your short, you stop out. If not, because eventually this would play out, right? And that should sell the market off. So that's the play. That would be a short. That would be not using any of my systems. That's a completely different way of looking at the market. I'm not recommending it. I don't encourage it. I'm not taking that trade. I'm just showing you an idea for your entertainment. But that's just an idea. All right. Okay, cool. I appreciate it, guys. I got to run. And good luck trading tomorrow. We'll see what happens.